The Murder Construct EP has finally come out after 10 years of working on the band, essentially.
Well, sort of. It was more like it's come out. Really, all the music that's on it's only a year, 2 years old.
Okay.
But the project actually started 10 years ago. But then, around the time when I split with Impaled, I was like looking to do something else, and so I started that, and then. I worked on that by myself for a while, tried out some people, well, actually a lot of people, actually a shitload of people, but then that really didn't kind of pan out, and so then I rejoined Exhumed, and we toured for like 5 solid years.
Right.
And, more like 4 or 3, but if I keep thinking about it, it's going to keep getting less and less, but then... I moved to LA, joined Phobia, or joined Intronaut first and then Phobia, and those took up a lot of time. And then finally when I was done with all that shit, started to put the band back together, wrote some new music. I have 25 old songs, but, we only recorded 7 of the newer songs. And then, so from there, we're, I totally lost my train of thought, sorry.
It's all right.
I'm at work here still, so...
Oh, I see. Lots of distractions, no doubt.
Yeah, sorry, I should turn away from my screen.
That's all right. I sit in front of my screen while I do the interviews as well, just in case.
Gotcha.
With the new... with the new music that you recorded for the EP, was any of that born out of the old stuff, or was it all just brand new stuff?
One song, I Am That, is pretty old. That song's probably about 5, 6 years old or something like that. And then I've poached a couple riffs here and there, but for the most part, it was all brand new. The newest song would be Submission, the last one on the EP. And I Am That's the oldest one. But some of them, there's a riff here and there that came out of some of the old stuff. I've thought about re-recording some of those old songs. They're pretty good, but they're way more simple, fast, Terrorizer Worship.
Right. So maybe at some point, if you're bored,
something like that. If I can get these assholes on board with some of this old stuff, then maybe.
Fair enough. Now, did you, with everybody being involved in so many other projects, was it difficult to actually get writing done?
Most of actually 99.9% of the writing was done by me.
Okay.
Except for Caleb wrote his own bass lines pretty much. We just kind of gave him free rein to, do his thing over the riffs and stuff. But yeah, almost all of it, except I think, if I remember correctly, there's actually only one riff on the CD that I didn't write. But now that we're writing newer music for the album and stuff, we're all writing together. Everybody's got, their songs and stuff like that. And it's coming together. Still need to kind of hammer some stuff out. But yeah, at this point, everybody's writing. And so it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. The most difficult, part of it is dealing with Travis, really, because he's not actually in our area either. He lives a couple hours away from us.
Right.
So we basically write the music. We try to practice, 4 times a month or so, and usually it's before a show, and we don't actually go over the songs at all, other than the songs that we're going to play. But we get together and we write music and try to hammer it out. It's not actually as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Although, when Danny goes on tour with Intronaut, it's a little more difficult. We still get to me, Caleb, and Kevin get together and write stuff, and we'll just sit down at the house or whatever and try to work it out. But yeah, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be honest.
But still a workaround.
A little bit, yeah. It's definitely not the ideal situation where we're practicing 2-3 times a week or something like that.
Right.
We definitely have to wait on people here and there.
Yeah, fair enough. But you're also not a bunch of 17-year-old kids living at home with mom and dad.
Right.
And don't have anything else to do, so.
There's that too, yeah. None of us are, unemployed or anything, so, it would be much nicer if that were the case.
Fair enough. just the brutal reality of being in an extreme metal band these days is that you still have to hold down a job in order to be able to make the music you love to make.
Yeah, to basically to fund your shitty band. But yeah, I know it's kind of funny because people here and there, like, you'll get questions all like, so, how much do you make doing this shit? It's like, man, it's not how much I make, it's how much I have to pay to do this shit. It's like, when people get grumpy about only getting $100 for a show, it's because they've already paid, like, that year, like, $10,000 just to get to that point.
Right. Yeah, it's funny. I was actually just talking with Relapse about the last time, when you guys in Exhumed played here in Thunder Bay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I remember that. It was that huge place.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name of it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's changed names about 10 times at this point. But,
well, there you go.
Yeah. I was commenting that Matt was less than impressed with the fact that your rider, and I put that in quotes, was like a case of beer and 2 pizzas, and they didn't even come up with that. It was half a case of beer and 1 pizza, and
yeah, right.
And it was a pizza restaurant at the front. It made absolutely no sense.
Right. Yeah. It's funny because, like, people when they hear that, they think automatically that that's like, oh, these guys are such asshole rock stars. They just like, they just want everything. It's like, fuck those guys or whatever. But it's the truth of it is, like, man, like, we just drove like 14 hours or whatever, especially in Canada where everything's way more spread apart.
Yeah.
Than even in the States, which is already bad enough. It's like, you just drive 14 hours where you don't have a chance to, like, go run to the store and get a case of beer or whatever and some food, or you eat at the truck stop or something, and then so you get there, it's like you just want to, like, kick it for a minute, have a beer, relax, all that shit. And it's like, people think you're a total rock star for not playing for free or, like, throwing money out to the audience or something.
Well, I don't think anybody blames you guys for not throwing money out into the audience, but yeah, I can definitely. It's funny that that people still have that perception now that everybody. I think everybody should, at this point, would know that people who play real music as opposed to music that's manufactured by a record company executive
right.
aren't making money hand over fist.
Yeah, no, and it's true, and it's like, yeah, so it always, in the fact that, death metal at this point is old enough to buy beer is like, it's not like this should be unknown information, like, it's at this point, everybody knows that, like, you just go to a show sometime and you'll see that there's 10 people there. Even if all 10 people there bought a shirt, that's like $100, and then like $6 out of each of those shirts you have to pay back for the printing instead of
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like a money making venture or anything.
No.
And so, that doesn't bother me really, like the money aspect part. It's the fact that when you get down to it, it's like asking like for $200 or even more than that is like totally reasonable, and